Reaching the star. 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 Reaching the star.
When did it become acceptable with the Pee-wees?
You would never allow a teacher to sit over your child while they're taking a math test, berating them.
How dare you!
This game is my recital. I think it's very vital to yell and scream and coach my team to take home every title. Here we go! When I coach my team. I manipulate their every dream. I dictate. Dictate. When I see the refs come in, I tell them what I think of them. I dictate. Dictate.
I saw this little girlie. Her feet were kinda hurried. Tripped on my kid and made her skid. I caught that red card early. Hey ref, are you moronic? Is your sight kaleidoscopic? Then wet your whistle, earn wherewithal, or I'll have to pull my pistol. When I coach my team. I manipulate their every dream.
I dictate.
How is it, C?
Dictate,
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 dictate. When I see the refs come in,
I tell them what I
think of them, I dictate.
Dictate, dictate, dictate. The refs think that they know until I tell them so. Exactly what they need to call to give my team the ball. The parents think I'm crazy, my mind's a little hazy. But if they do just what they're told, we'll go home with the gold.
When I coach my team. I manipulate their every dream.
I dictate.
How is it, C?
Dictate,
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 dictate. When I see the refs come
I tell
in,
them what I
think of them, I dictate.
Dictate, dictate, dictate.
On the turf, coach shed scurf and role plays big PP. He didn't start you, didn't birth you, listen to mommy. And in this complex, it's a schmuck fest, cause they just can't see. This tourney don't mean scurvy, my boy has big league genes.
As a coach, I know it all, and I will make the call. Bow down to me, the coach, I say, or else you will not play. Don't you dare look at your mom, I'll make you look at me. Your dad can't help you win right now, your coach is victory.
When I coach my team. I manipulate their every dream. I dictate. Dictate, 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 dictate. When I see the refs come in, I tell them what I think of them. I dictate. Dictate, dictate, dictate.
When did it become acceptable with the Pee-wees? Pee-wees.
You would never allow, while they're taking a math test, never allow a teacher to sit over your child, berating them.
I'm gonna have to play some. Ryan, it's too long! Episode 710. Welcome to this show. Are you someone that likes to blow a horn on the soccer sidelines or use a clacker, the wooden clacker that you see at a lot of professional games? Do you like doing that? If so, you're my enemy. I'm not a fan of yours, and we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the MLS Academy's overlooked Christian Pulisic because he was too small. So go somewhere else, like another country, and that's what he did. Real Soccer Club in Colorado has another pedophile captured, and which begs the question, do you watch your kids around water? I mean, coaches, do you? Or you just let them do whatever they want? Eric Cantona isn't going to the World Cup. We'll talk about that. But welcome to the show. El Rojo's back.
What's up?
What up, my brother? How's the sound on that? Comment. Let us know if you can hear Jack. Jack, speak.
Comment.
All right. That's all Jack has. And the question for the podcast, do you use a blowhorn to show your support to your child at youth sporting events? That's what I want to know. But we're going to get on to the news. We're going to talk about my experience. I'm coaching again. Not a fan of coaching. I left coaching for 8 years, and now I'm back, and nothing's changed. I think it might have got worse, and it's very difficult. And I have a tough team to deal with because I have parents that feel like they have to have complete control of their child's development. They don't want to coach except during my game, and we'll talk about that. And we're going to get right to it, starting with Youth Soccer Club faces questions about hiring practices after two arrests. Two of the Real Colorado Soccer Club's coaches have been arrested in the past 2 months on child pornography charges.
Employees. The Real Colorado Soccer Club has a reputation as one of the top youth soccer organizations in the country. Their website brags of 6 national championships, 88 national youth team members, more than 1,000 athletic scholars, and more than 5,000 total players, including Mike Stassi's daughter, who played for the club until 2019.
They turn out some of the top players around the country.
Recently, however, Real Colorado has made news not for the accomplishments of its players, but for the alleged crimes of 2 of its employees.
I mean, it's absolute shock.
On Tuesday, after receiving a tip that child pornography had been shared through social media, the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Department announced the arrest of Alberto Limas Villers on charges of sexual exploitation of a child. Limas Villers is a coach at Real Colorado, though he has now been suspended. His arrest comes 2 months after sheriff's deputies arrested Bud Harper, an age coordinator, and a former coach at Real, also on child pornography charges.
To hear about that going on behind the scenes, that's scary.
Mike Stassi's daughter played for Harper 3 years ago, her last year with Real Colorado.
I mean, honestly, I didn't have a great impression of him. There wasn't a whole lot of interaction.
Stassi says the charges against the two coaches are deeply disturbing, and he's hoping they'll bring about major changes in the way Real screens its employees before they're hired and evaluates them afterwards.
And the fact that you see some of this coming out, it makes me question even more some of what is going on and how these teams vet them, do background checks, do training, and then hold accountable.
In a written statement, Real Colorado said they conducted background checks on both coaches and there were no red flags with either of them. They also said the conduct in question did not occur.
Are you coached by a pedophile? Maybe if they act a little weird, if they touch at all. Jack, let's switch to your camera view.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to demonstrate this. If you're doing this and it's not your child, this is grooming. Hey, how's it going? You can't do that. Be like, you can't do hugs. If they do that, they're a pedophile. Coaches, you can't touch. Parents, if your coach is touching your child, you know, when they're trying to sub them on, everything's gonna be okay, and they rub their shoulders or whatever. You're a pedophile. Can't do it. I cover that on every Sunday show. There's always a new pedophile. It seems like it's every week. Are you going to be that parent? Comment that's going to allow things to happen and be like, oh, that coach, oh, that was kind of weird, but I don't want to say anything because, you know, I don't want to feel uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable. And I'm uncomfortable all the time coaching my son's team because it's just a bunch of nut jobs. We're going to talk about that shortly. But first, we're going to talk about Christian Pulisic. During a chat with an In Soccer We Trust podcast, former U.S. youth coach Hugo Perez revealed that MLS academies overlooked Christian Pulisic because he was too small. When I was coaching the U.S. U14 national team, a name came up, and it was Christian Pulisic. They told us this kid doesn't play for big academy. He plays for PA Classic, Perez said. We brought him in, and I said, this kid has a lot of potential. I was surprised when he left for Borussia Dortmund because he had contacted some MLS teams and told them they need to keep him on the radar and come to watch him. But at that time, they were concentrated on too much of the physical part. They went to Europe to play a couple tournaments, and European scouts saw him, and the rest is history. Pulisic played for PA Classic until he was 16, and then he moved to Germany and signed with Dortmund. So that is our problem. That's what we have from youth soccer all the way, rec, all the way to MLS academies. We have a big confusion of playing soccer in a certain way versus being physical and big and athletic. And that's a problem. There's not enough coaches that will focus on developing players, at least trying to play the right way so you can actually, one, develop them, two, try to create an environment that everyone gets better. And it's very similar as far as, playing the game. And when I say similar, I'm talking about what you see on TV. What you see on TV at the highest levels in the English Premier League, you'll see that players have to make decisions on every part of the field, regardless of where it's at, whether it's in the attacking third or the defensive third. In the defensive third, in your defensive half, teams in America from MLS academies on up, and below, you can't think. You have to kick it, you have to clear it, and you have to listen to mom and dad with their little clackers, which we'll talk about shortly, about how you must create panic and you must get the ball out because you might get scored on or something like that. It's a big problem. But the last news story of the day, we're going to talk about the World Cup, and then we're going to talk about parents and how we cheer, how we use blowhorns, how we use clackers now. And I never knew this was a thing at the rec level, but it is. We're going to talk about Eric Cantona. He says this: I won't watch even one game of the World Cup. It's difficult for me because it's an event I love and always have loved since I was young. that I look forward to watch with a passion. Let's be honest, this World Cup makes no sense. Even worse, it's an abomination. Qatar is not a football country. There's no fever, there's no taste, and an ecological abbreviation with air-conditioned stadiums. This is madness. This is stupidity. But above all, a human horror with thousands of deaths to build these stadiums. That will only be needed to entertain the public present for 2 months. The only meaning of this event, and everyone knows it, it's about money. Whether France wins or loses doesn't matter. There are no more important things than football. Instead, I'll watch all the episodes of Columbo that I haven't seen for a long time. That's Eric Cantona, and he speaks the truth. This World Cup is goofy. A lot of people were fired and arrested over having this World Cup in Qatar because it was bought. But Megan, speaking of who got bought, get off my show, Megan. She's always coming on my show. Megan can't stop herself from coming on my show. She's bought and paid for. That's why she speaks however she speaks. But let's get on with the show, what matters the most to me. But before we get to that, we have some comments, Jack.
Yeah, it's just some, I don't know, from Troy Quarter, I hate those stupid horns. And then from Carlos Flores, I have I don't know how to say that, and a wooden noisemaker. Have not taken them to
VUVUZELA. Yeah, those are annoying. When I first got, I heard the madness of the noises of those. It was in the African, when the World Cup was in Africa. It was horrible. Anyway, so apparently these are being sold. So if you want to make some money, you can go to your nearest youth soccer league or some park. Parents buy them now. So so let me ask you a question out there. What is that feeling you get when you're at a game that you feel like you have to bring a blowhorn and blow to show support for your child? Comment. Let me know. Is this something that is needed for you to make you feel better or to let your child know that you're there for them? Because that's what they need. They need that. A lot of questions I have. So on this past Saturday, we played the Sand Sharks, Scottsdale Sand Sharks. And we're actually winning. We're connecting some passes, look really good. And then we got scored on. And then suddenly these clackers came out, these horns came out. I'm like, what the heck is that? They were like trying to create, I don't know, a manipulation of children to let them know that, we're louder than your sideline, therefore we'll win. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but this whole environment of screaming, yelling, and now horns and clackers are at U11 games. This is needed. This is very important. So you had the Sand Sharks, which was very similar to the Santos, which is probably very similar to every team we're going to play. There's going to be loudness. There's going to be clackers. There's going to be horns. And it's going to be very loud because it's not about the kids on the field. It's about the parents. I'm just confused about all of that. But let's set that to the side. I want to give you my experience. I show up to the game on time. And, of course, my family show up whenever they want. And they slowly show up. And we had to borrow some players. So I had a mixed group. We're missing some. So we had to borrow from the rec league to help make sure we had enough players. And I had like almost too many. And I had some parents coaching their kids like when I'm trying to coach them, like in our little huddle, you had parents pull kids to the side and they're like whispering like all these things that they're going to do. And I'm like, okay. And then I had some parents just chime up on the sideline. Even Jack was out of control too, making comments to Jet. Let me ask you a question, Jack. Put you on the spot. What goes through what are you hoping? What was going through your mind and body as you were like coaching But you're giving advice to Jet. What was going through? What was happening there?
To be honest, I was like frustrated.
You felt emotion, huh?
I guess, yeah.
So Jack felt emotion, and he was trying to give Jet pointers. And I was going to yell at you. I'm like, I'm going to just leave it alone. And then, I just don't get it. I'm like, even when parents cheer, good job. Good job, guys. Like, what is that? Like, I don't get the need of it. Well, I got to show my child my support. Why? Well, because they need to know I'm there. You brought them. I don't understand. Why can't the kids just have the game and let it be theirs? And you as a parent or a sideline cheerleader like Jack, just sit there and just observe. It's their game. But no, we got to bring horns into it, which it just blows my mind. So really, let's think about this a little bit. The kids that are playing, 10, 11-year-olds, some younger than that, they're trying to perform, and then with their young little minds trying to deal with not only the soccer ball, their teammates, the opposition. They have to listen to their parents from the sideline. Then they have to listen to me as a coach trying to give them direction. Then they have to hear a horn and a clacker and the opposing coach, which acts like a complete idiot, by the way. Just every coach I compete with in ASA, they're up and they're screaming and they're going up and down. It's just like crazy. In this game, because I even had a parent all the way at the end of the field, like behind the goal. I'm like, was he coaching from there? And then I had one parent screaming in Spanish, coaching from from the other end of the field, and another parent joined them because they know if they stay too close to me, I'll lose it. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I stopped coaching during that game. I'm like, I'm not coaching anymore. Why? What's the point? Why add another voice to it? And it's very complicated. This is going to be one of the tough. If I survive this year, I'm better than I think I am. It's going to be tough because I have to talk to these parents, and hopefully some of the parents are watching right now or get access to this video. We're going to have a parent meeting and we're going to have a conversation. I'm like, okay, let's rethink everything. I never want to coach club again, ever. I take my son, who decided to play soccer again, to a tryout. It was a team that was made up players of similar ability, and I'm just grateful Jack could play. The coach decided that he can't do it anymore because he's taken on too many teams and he's having another baby, blah, blah, blah. So they needed a coach. They asked me to coach it, and I took it. I wasn't seeking it, nor am I taking payment of any kind. None of it. And I am trying to give these kids, these families, an opportunity to actually learn the technical side of the game, because it's going to take that to actually enjoy the game for a lifetime. And they can't wait because of this whole instant gratification that we live in, where we must win right now on this given day on a Saturday against the Sand Sharks of Scottsdale. We have to win right now, and I'm going to make sure we're going to win because I'm going to tell them, my child, what to do in these situations to ensure victory. What are you doing? You gave nothing. You're not there at practice. You're not available for that, but you're wanting to insert yourself on a Saturday because you're there. I don't understand it. I don't get it at all. So my team's all in disarray. So I have to have a conversation with the parents, and it's going to be constant education. I want, and parents, like I mandated it last week. I'm like, I want all the parents to be right next to me during practice. I don't want them sitting in random places. Be right with me, because I want you to hear what I'm saying. I want you to understand what we're trying to teach, because it's constant education, not only for the children, but for the parents. Because if the parents don't buy in, it can't be done. They won't be able to handle it. So the question I have for you, the parent, and any listeners out there, like, this guy's crazy. Yes, I am a little crazy. Soccer will do that to you. Youth soccer. When can development happening? How does development happen? Is there any time when you're trying to learn a new skill or anything that requires a moment of silence a moment of process where you actually get to process things and be in an environment that you're allowed to think and fail and then take those failures and overcome it. Are you allowed to do that? Or no, you can't fail? Where are we? I don't know where we are. But to you, the Sand Sharks, the Santos, every other club, every team you're facing, why do you feel like you have to influence the game in such a way where you're screaming to craziness after you scored your 10th, 11th, 12th goal that requires horns and all that? Do you not think that affects other things? Or is that about kind of like jabbing the opposition? Look at us, we're better than you. We're gonna let you know. We're gonna blow a horn and just annoy you to the point of we could get in a brawl. Put that video of that brawl in. Any of them, they're all brawls. This is what it leads up to. Grab one, throw it in. Yeah! You have? You got tagged in the head. Oh wait, he's fine. Yes, it was, Mom. Calm down. All right, get it off. That mom's annoying. So that's a mother, and they're everywhere. They feel like, oh, he hurt my child. He tagged him on his helmet. He ducked, and he tagged him. Welcome to life, Mom. But are you that parent too? Oh, he kicked him in the shin guards on purpose. It's so emotional versus learn from it. Why can't we just breathe and allow our players to experience sport? And the sport is flawed. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be all these little things that cause problems, but you don't have to overreact and insert yourself. And that's what parents do. They insert themselves, whether they're speaking to a 14-year-old ref or they're speaking to the opposition, they're speaking to the coach. You just always have to insert yourself. Why is the question? Why do you have to do that? Throw in the next video of parents losing it. Oh, yeah. It is. That's a coach. Boom.
Oh my God,
yeah. It's so loud and all that stuff.
Get the kids, get the kids.
Get the kids in line. All right. Get this on. Okay, yeah, it's a Pop Warner football game. It's no different than youth soccer. That's where it's escalating to. We're just going to put the clackers. We're better than you. Then it's going to be the horn. Beep. We're going to poke at you until there's a reaction, and then we'll see you in the parking lot. Throw in the last video.
You're crazy.
Look at this crazy parent coming on the field. Get him. Yeah.
You want to see the tape?
Yeah, get it up. So, and I saw the tape actually because I did a video. I did this on a podcast a long time ago, but the kid didn't clip him. He hit him from the front, but he's saying he hurt him in the back. And that's how emotional it gets. It's very emotional in the game, but I don't know why the emotions of the game require a horn, but that's your prerogative. That's your prerogative. But I'm just confused. Like, where is the game going? Like, nothing's changed. It's only gotten worse. Yes, Jack?
Oh, well, I was just putting up his comment.
All right.
Do you want me to say it?
Sure.
All right. It's hard sometimes to sit with other parents because of their crazy comments and coaching from the sidelines.
It is. And that it brings up an important thing. Like, so if you cheer, say Johnny is on the field and kicks the ball really hard. You're like, good job, Johnny. That's coaching. No one needs to hear that. No one needs to hear it. What if me, the coach, I wanted the kids to take a touch, look up, and make decisions versus just kick it really hard so they can hear the horn that you purchase at a party store so you could blow at youth soccer on a Saturday? Like, what kind of parent are you? And you are my enemy. I don't like you at all. Why can't we just let youth sports be sports? Why can't it be the kids? No, I must insert myself with the horn. A horn. Wait, Jack, should I bring a horn?
Yeah.
You want a horn?
I was talking to Mom about it.
You want a
so I could like horn back at them. Just.
Oh, you want your own horn?
Yes.
Like you put in your shin guard, like a kazoo?
No, but like if one of the
as a sideline.
If one of the other parents brings one, I'm gonna just blow back at them.
And then what?
A brawl. I don't know.
Brawl. So, any other comments?
Yeah. We have parents that don't understand shoulder-to-shoulder contact. They whine about every hit their daughter takes. Every touch is a foul.
That is true. How dare you touch my child is kind of a thing. But
How dare you?
I'm taking on this fight. And when I say fight, is finding a way to get the parents to buy into development. The first game I coach with my son's team, we're playing Madison Soccer Club, and we're like connecting passes all over. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's not supposed to work this fast. And we ended up losing like 3-1, but we're up 1-0. But it was beautiful because the kids were like learning and connecting passes, and they weren't panicking. But by the second and third game, because the scores went crazy, and I'm sure the parent influence of screaming at their children in the car or giving them great coaching advice before games, certainly it's the last one that they don't play anymore. And those players that had confidence of taking a touch, looking up, and trying to make good decisions, or at least a decision, were forced to just kick it. And this is the battle. When can I have an environment where the kids are allowed to think, spin and turn away from pressure, looking up and making a connection? If they decide to play one, touch it because it's their decision versus your decision. Why is it that it's so emotional? And I feel the same emotions. No one wants to lose. No one wants the pain and misery of failure, but you have to accept it. You have to harness it and keep it to yourself. If you were that concerned, parents who are coaching their kids on the side, like, oh, I got a secret play for you. Don't let the coach know, kind of thing. If you care that much, why aren't you getting up at 5 a.m. before school or putting time into it where you're actually training your children, working on individual technique or just touches on the ball? Ooh, are you doing those extra things? Are you? Probably not, is my guess. You just have to win on Saturday, and you have to give your secret advice on Saturday. That blows my mind. Like, these parents that are coaching, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'll just be the sub guy. It's so frustrating because I coached youth soccer for 20 plus years. I've developed so many players from average to good players. Every player I've been around for a long period of time, I've learned enough technique to love the game for a lifetime, where they're still playing today because they love it. They love having the ball, knowing they can manipulate the ball in such a way that others can't, and they can kind of show off some creativity there with soccer. But it takes time. I've been a director of coaching. I've been a technical director, a college coach for 19 years. I'm known for taking kids to the next level. And then I start coaching again. And I'm being treated like I'm a moron, because that's how you would feel if you didn't trust your coach. You had to do the coaching secretly behind. It was halftime our game. And I'm trying to talk to kids, I even brought a board with magnets and stuff to help them show spacing. And one of the kids wasn't there because his dad was telling him secret stuff. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know what are we doing? What are we doing? So why can't we let kids fail? Well, they cannot fail. You have to go through that process. You have to put a little bit of effort into the training part. But, on Wednesday's practice, we only train twice a week. Wednesday's practice, I had four. But don't worry, I have a 1-to-1 ratio on coaches on Saturday, which is awesome. So are you cheering? What cheers? You tell me. What's acceptable? Is that acceptable? I mean, what can you do? Tell me. Can't tell me. I can't tell myself. But I'm now going to watch Better Call Saul season 6 with my daughter Ryan. Unless we have any questions or concerns. But I'm going to tell you this. Every Sunday, I'm going to give you a recap of what the heck happened on Saturday coaching my son's team. It's nerve-wracking. scary.
Always crazy.
It's all crazy, and it's not enjoyable. It's like stressful because I'm not stressed about losing. I'm stressed about what the opposition's going to do with apparently horns and clackers. How much is the other sideline going to scream and yell? And it's nuts. And then I have to stress over how much influence are my parents putting on the kids that I'm coaching. And it's a constant battle. And the thing is, I'll take on this battle. I'll take it on. I actually had a parent say, "Hey, when do you think we're going to start doing out-of-state tournaments?" I'm like, what? Out-of-state? We just gave up 30 goals. You want 90 goals in 2 days against you? I'm like, what are you thinking? That's insanity. Where am I? Like, for what? You want to pay money for this? Yeah, let's go Las Vegas and get murdered. Not only playing blackjack, but on the soccer. Are you kidding me? Here's my rule of thumb. When we leave state, soon as we can beat everyone in the state of Arizona, that's when I want to leave state. Are you kidding me? Oh, my word. We live in a strange world. But, yeah. I wonder how much parents are actually going to talk to me knowing that I'm going to out them on my Sunday podcast. Uh-oh. What'd Mom say?
Well, she said that Jet said I could use his trombone next Saturday.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Jet has the trombone.
I'll bring in the car just in case someone has a horn.
Bring it. So if you're a parent or a coach that have to scream, yell, blow something, play a clocker or whatever, you're my enemy. And I'll find you on Saturday and I'll let you know. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. If any of the things I talk about will work, we're going to find out real soon. Or all the parents are going to quit and I'll end up with like 3, which I'm fine with. I can roll that way. You can find us on iHeartRadio, Google Play, iTunes, or wherever else podcasts are found. And we're on Spotify now, even the video version like Joe Rogan.
That's cool.
Yeah. You can find us on there. Support this podcast by donating to the Phoenix College athletic donation page. I don't have a video for that, but you can support us. And if you want to instant message. One other thing. So one of my Japanese kids lost a bike. Got it stolen. And I put on Facebook, hey, it just kind of said what happened and how he lost his bike. And I was looking for anyone who could donate a bike. I had so many people contact me, wanted to donate from everywhere. I feel so blessed. There's so many people out there that are willing to give, and I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you for all those that stepped up and offered their bikes and money for it. I really appreciate you and for your willingness to help others. So we'll end it on a good note. We're grateful. Yay! But this concludes our quick to the point podcast. And we'll see you guys next Sunday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. By the way, the Bears are number 3 in the country still. And we have 3 big games. We play Scottsdale Community College on Tuesday. Thursday, we play Excel Soccer Academy. Oh, your club, 05s. Ask Striker if you can play. And then Saturday, we play South Mountain. And see if we can remain and keep our ranking up nice and high. And this concludes our podcast. See you next Sunday.